Happy Saturday late morning to you. My name is Mary and this is my no-buy year. Hey Siri, do I look especially radiant today?
Based on your above average corporeal thermal dissipation, I'd say you're rather hot.
I am pleased to be bringing to you my second empties video of the year. This little bag represents all of my March empties. This little bag contains all of my March skincare, hair care, and cosmetic empties. Now, the largest in volume category is my hair care, so I will pre-sort this and come back, talk to you about what I liked, what I didn't. I do enjoy watching empties videos because essentially they're mini reviews and they sort of link together to build a conversation about value and product. I've found some personal favorites this way, watching other people's empties and listening to them analyze their products. All right, so it is probably going to be about a 20-minute video. I will try to keep it short and concise and only go off on detours where I am discussing the qualities of the product in the form of those mini reviews. I am at least partially dressed. This is my Saturday morning hair, and my hair does not in any way in its present state reflect on any of these individual products. Felt I should offer that disclaimer. I will link a video up in the cards where I went to where I was inspired by one of Nadine Baggett's videos where she gives a very thorough tutorial on how to use simple tools to touch up your own roots at home. I was very inspired by her video and shot my own version. My version is just a review of the end product, not a step-by-step tutorial. I thought you should all go follow her video for that. I will link her video below. I will put my follow-up in the cards above. For that video that I filmed, I went in with just a drugstore hair color that I had in my own inventory. Nutrice, I like this formula. It is fairly good at covering my graying roots and fairly nourishing. It does not, even when I go all over my hair, it does not tend to dry out my roots. So I like the product. Next time I do this at home, I will go in with a darker color and then possibly do some kind of balayage on my ends to lighten my ends. That will possibly be this month, possibly spring break. We shall see. I do have a lot of other plans for spring break, so I don't know if I'll be able to fit in something like that. I will keep you posted. I enjoy that color. Two products that have been kicking around my shower for some time are just the deluxe sample size of these intensely hydrating conditioning masks that come with drugstore hair color products, and I've gone through two. I do enjoy those products. I usually make a real effort to use those products up. Also have one that was kicking around from a different brand, same thing. It is very rewarding to clear the clutter out of my shower, which tends to accumulate the busier I am specifically during the fall and winter, when if you're a teacher, if you're an educator, you understand how hectic and full throttle you're running around the clock during that time of year. Two other sample size products that I was happy to use up: the Orbe shampoo and conditioner. I do enjoy this product. In fact, this is one of the sample sizes that I had received. Also, I had gone through sample size Oribe products in 2018, and that inspired me to buy a full collection of the Oribe Gold Dust, which is nowhere near empty, so that is still bumming around my shower. I do not feel in the future I will be purchasing a high-end shampoo. That that investment is sort of lost on me. Just the kind of low maintenance haircut that I generally go with, a short bob. I typically get at a local Fantastic Sam's where I enjoy the talent, and for my kind of carefree hair and carefree lifestyle, it's appropriate for me. Now, generally I just pick up their house brand shampoo. This one is a Color Protect shampoo that I very much enjoy. Generally I pick these up in the 1 liter size. This one I just probably was an early 2018 purchase that I happened to want to try in a reasonable size before switching over to that liter size. I typically have these in my travel area, and I did have a conference up in Raleigh, threw this in my bag and polished this up at that conference. So I enjoy it. It's very cleansing. It does a good job at removing buildup and has a nice clean aroma. I enjoy that product. Now that brings us to the last of my hair care product. I have 2 dry shampoos in this month's empties. This, I must confess, is not empty. I hate it. This is all of the characteristics that I do not enjoy in a dry shampoo. It is by EBATES. I don't like the smell. It has a distinct white cast that you can see in your hair, and it is about 2/3 full, and I never use it. I never will. I hate it. I'm just going to get rid of it. I hate to do that, but there's no sense giving such an awful product to anyone I know. That would be a white elephant, and I don't currently have any enemies who I would want to dump that on. So that brings us to the dry shampoo that I do purchase repeatedly. It is very inexpensive drugstore brand by Dove. This is the unscented, which is my preference, but if the drugstore I happen to be in is out of the unscented, this can be hard to find. I'm happy to pick up any of the scents. They do a wonderful job of extending your hair. In my case, I have slightly oily hair, but with this product, I can extend my hair to 3 days easily without it feeling grimy or disgusting. So I enjoy this product. We are on to shower products. I feel I have only one, and that is another Molten Brown. This was in the scent Orange Bergamot. Generally that is right up my alley in terms of scents, but this was a little bit, this smells very soapy to me. Clean. It smells an awful lot like one of my diptyque fragrances, which I will list below in the text because I cannot remember the name of that particular scent at the moment. It's very clean smelling, smells very much like a good high quality French soap. It's just not something that, not a scent that I would run out and have any kind of preference for. It's not awful, but for the expense, it's just not worth it. I have a larger cleanser in my shower that I very much enjoy, and I'll use these if the samples cross my path, but it's not something I would run out and buy. Right, that brings us to skincare. I had some interesting skincare that I will talk about, and that's why actually I don't have any product on my face right now. This is clean skin with a serum that I will be talking about and a moisturizer that I will be talking about shortly. Okay, I did finally get through my 1.7 ounce 50 ml size of the Clinique Repair Wear Laser Focus Serum. Now, this is not a serum that I will be repurchasing. It goes on with kind of a sticky texture. I felt that this serum was more occlusive than penetrating, and it just was not a good match for my skin type. So it did not do any damage. I just felt that the serum never really had a chance of penetrating my skin to deposit those benefits onto the deeper layers of my skin. The first several ingredients of this serum are water, of course, dimethicone, butyl glycol, methyl trimethicone, vinyl dimethicone, methicone, a methicone cross polymer, polysorbate 20, methyl ether dimethyl silane, and then we get to glycerin, which would be the moisturizing ingredient. The list of ingredients backs up my experience. All of those silicones up front with the glycerin listed further down on the ingredient list. I just felt that it was very silicone-y, and I never felt super hydrated after using this serum. A serum that I did surprisingly enjoy, although it has a very water-like consistency, is this SK2 Picura Skin Essence. Now, this is an interesting product. It feels like water, it smells like a fermented product. I'm going to read a little bit about this product if you've never come across it before. Okay, the ingredients for the SK2 Picura Essence. This is what they say on their website. It's a bioingredient derived from yeast fermentation that resembles your skin's natural moisturizing factors. Picura contains over 50 micronutrients like vitamins, minerals, amino acids, and organic acids to condition skin's natural functions. The first 5 ingredients are galactomyces ferment filtrate. That's their number 1 ingredient, is that yeasted fermentation product. Butylene glycol, pentylene glycol, water, sodium benzoate, methylparaben, and sorbic acid. So I do like that the active ingredient is the first thing on the ingredients list. I did feel that whatever nourishing compounds are in this product were absorbed immediately into my skin. It goes on like a splash of water, and there is no barrier to its absorption into your skin. I am going to do a little more research on this product. I do make yogurt, if not weekly, every other week, and I end up with an awful lot of whey. I'm a little curious what some of those skincare benefits of whey might be in comparison to something like this. So the jury's out on that one. The cost is, okay, cost on this directly from them, 160 milliliters for $179. Generally, you can find a $100 size. That just seems like a lot considering it's water-like, truly water-like formula, where you pour a little bit out, you get a little bit too much, and before you know it, this product was quite easy for me to finish inside the month of March. I do have one more that's about halfway full at this point. So I went through a bottle and a half in a month of this size. That's expensive. I don't think I would do that. I don't think I would purchase that. Okay, another serum was a sample size deluxe sample size from one of the Drunk Elephant kits that I picked up at Sephora. This is the Bee Hydra Intensive Hydration Serum. I did enjoy this. It's lovely. It's a provitamin B5 with pineapple ceramide. Basically a lovely hydrating serum. I tended to use it right here around my orbital bone, and I enjoyed it for that. Still looking for a reasonably priced moisturizing serum. I don't believe this is going to fit that bill. Very pricey product. That brings us to a moisturizer that again is a sample size. This came as a gift with purchase. It's a Lancome Soft Cream. I do very much enjoy this as a moisturizer, so much so that I thought, I have a local Belk. They have a Lancome counter at that Belk, and I thought, this might be one of those reasonably priced mid-luxury moisturizers that will be my holy grail moisturizers. This felt that good. However, this is also a $100 moisturizer, so that is out. A few more skincare products to talk about. I have a deluxe booklet of sample packets from Clé de Peau, and I thought, this is my morning to try them on. So I did 3 of their steps from that little booklet. I did the cleanser, and the cleanser is interesting. It's very thick and taffy-like and sticky, almost with the consistency of a spun honey product. So I thought, on dabbing a little onto my fingers, I thought, this is glorious. So I dabbed it between my fingers and I applied some dollops to my skin, and it's so thick and honey-like and viscous that I could not spread it. So I just got a little water on my fingertips and worked it into my skin. And with the addition of a little bit of water, you get this beautiful emulsion of, it undergoes a transformation and it becomes a very lotion-like emulsion with a thick taffy-like body that transforms a little bit into a more spreadable lotion. It's a wonderful cleanser. Now, once you add water, it turns into a very occlusive lotiony texture, which takes multiple rinses to remove. Now, your skin, when you remove that cleanser, is not tight in the slightest. It feels moisturized. It feels absolutely lovely. Now, it's such a thick product that I feel that whatever size you would purchase would truly last you a year. So this is an interesting cleanser. It's out of my price point, but I would have to do some math on that. I would have to look at how many of the Clinique Take the Day Off balm cleansers I actually use up in a 6-month period, and try to do some kind of more direct cost per use analysis before I ruled this out. It is a contender. Now, I followed that with their serum, which in this case, my little booklet packet came with 2. This one is the Hydro Softening Lotion. I enjoyed it. It reminded me an awful lot of the Lancome Soft Lotion. That brings us to the real discovery of this morning's skincare routine, and the reason that I decided not to apply any foundation before filming this morning, because I feel that you can see the radiance on my skin. Of course, it's naked skin. You can also see my hyperpigmentation and every flaw that I have earned over the miles of my lifetime. But you can also see this wonderful lit from within healthy, moisturized, plumped skin. I applied this several hours ago, and I am still just feeling hydrated, not greasy. It is not at all tacky to the touch. My skin just feels like it is plump and hydrated and glowing. And that is all I feel due to this final moisturizer, the Daytime Moisturizer Protective Fortifying Day Emulsion SPF 20 from Clé de Peau. Now this is a wonderful product. It goes on like a thicker, occlusive lotion, but it does two things. I feel that it's absorbing into the skin. I feel it's creating an occlusive protective barrier to environmental things, including UV radiation, and it just has that lovely cosmetic effect of creating a very balanced feel to and glow to my skin. So I will read to you about this product. I'm reading from the Nordstrom site. This is a lightweight moisturizer that glides smoothly onto the skin without stickiness, instantly imparting dewy radiance. Now, I slightly disagree with that. When you're first applying the product, it does feel slightly sticky. Of course, it's a very occlusive moisturizer. But I do agree it dries down and becomes a non-tacky and absolutely lush moisturizer. First ingredient is water. Then we have dipropylene glycol, SD alcohol, 40B. I know that will be a deal breaker for many of you. And glycerin is the fourth ingredient. So this may be the glycerin daytime moisturizer that I'm looking for. The sunscreen derives from titanium dioxide. There are no chemical sunscreens in this product. And again, it seems to be that perfect storm of hydration and skincare, and I feel that my makeup will just glide on over this, and I feel that the radiance will come through. So to finish off this video, I will apply my base and my makeup, and we'll see if that holds true. This is the first sample that I've used of that product, and I'm just gushing. Another couple things beauty related in my empties, and we are just about done. I will not say anything else about the La Mer. I do have just about 3 more days left, but I'm including the packet in this month's empties just so I can clear this stuff out and clear off my countertop. The other 2 products are a Gimme Brow sample size from Benefit. It is clumpy at this point. I just can't use it because when I use it, I get all kinds of just gobbed up brow. And I much prefer just a Glycerin Soap brow filled in with my Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Pomade in the shade Blonde. That combination, to me, is a holy grail. It will last forever. Glycerin Soap is generally, I have a little nub on my counter. I'm actually using a little nub that came with my Beauty Blender kit, which was a Christmas time purchase 2018. And it's wonderful. And I will talk about that again in future videos. And then I have a little itty bitty sample size of the Anastasia Beverly Hills. I thought I talked about this in my last favorite, so I'm not going to slam it anymore, but it had about 1.5 millimeters of product in the sample size, and when I went to use it, it snapped off. And it's probably not entirely the product's fault, although this one felt a little dried out. It's a combination of the way I apply and the product itself were a bad mix, so I will not be purchasing that product again. Okay, I'm going to add my foundation, just a regular, easy, simple, clean Saturday look. I will come back in and wrap this up for you. Final thoughts. This is my go-to workday look, go-to Saturday look, I suppose, today. But I wanted to put it on so you could see that indeed this Clé de Peau daytime moisturizer does radiate through my foundation, which today is my Double Wear by Estee Lauder. I'm thrilled with the finish. I'm thrilled with the radiance that it brings to my skin through that generally considered matte slash high coverage foundation. I applied it with a dampened beauty blender as is my preference with that foundation. That moisturizer is doing an excellent job doubling as a primer for my foundation. I am much more blurred through the high pore area of my face. I feel that it's doing a great job with the texture and the expression lines around my orbital bones. And while I don't have too much deep lining on my forehead, I have some stubborn expression lines up here, one across the bridge of my nose, one right here over my right eye, and some smile lines underneath my nasolabial folds. So I am thrilled with this daytime moisturizer, and that will present a dilemma in 2020, but I am not there yet. I have a box full of sample size products still to blow through in 2020, and I will focus on that certainly before I do any more, before I'm in the position where I can make a legitimate purchase during my NoBuy2019. I am allowed to replace a product but only if I run out of every product in that product category. So for me to be allowed to purchase a daytime moisturizer such as the Clé de Peau, I would have to run out of all of my full size and sample size daytime moisturizers, and that likely will not happen this year, although it may. One never knows. So that I keep having to remind myself that this is not a favorites video. That does bring my empties to a conclusion. Or I would love to hear about your favorite daytime moisturizers in particular. That seems to be a category. That and a daytime serum. That seems to be a category that I'm always looking for the holy grail, although I may have found it this morning with my Clé de Peau. Thank you again for joining me. Have a lovely day. Ciao.